Good morning.
Good morning.
Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityangamaya Aviravirmayedhi Rudrayate Dakshinam Mukham Te Namam Pahi Nityam Te namam pahi nityam, te namam pahi nityam. Lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness unto light. Lead us from death to immortality. Reveal to us thy resplendent truth. And evermore protect us, O Lord, by thy sweet and compassionate face, by thy sweet and compassionate face, by thy sweet and compassionate face. This is a holy day in the Hindu calendar. It is called Guru Purnima. It is meant to pay our respects and reverence to the teachers, to the spiritual teachers. On other years, we have this function outdoors in the lawn near Shankara Mound. But this year it is a Sunday, so we thought we should have the Sunday service as usual, the subject being the homage to spiritual teachers, homage to the gurus. Guru means this spiritual teacher. Just as God has many powers, it is God that everything is coming. Let us not think God only is producing material objects. God also projects the moral order, the spiritual order. So Guru is one special power of God that comes from God. What kind of power is that? The power which works through special human beings to bring the message of liberation, freedom, the utmost fulfillment of human life, which is God realization, in the words of Sri Ramakrishna. So the Guru, this spiritual teacher, who necessarily must be a highly evolved spiritual person, through him God's work of this freeing people who are normally surrounded by ignorance. Though man is heir to the immortal life, man is heir to immortality, but somehow through avidya or beginningless ignorance, man has been involved in bondage. the bondage of the body, the bondage of the mind, the bondage of life, and the bondage of the world. So it is God who can free man, because God has, out of his play, he has projected this ignorance, this multiplicity, the sense of individuality which is in man. And it is for God to free man when he is through with his play. Sri Ramakrishna's example is the children. The mother sends his children to play, and they play in the yard and all. But when they feel hungry, they run to the mother, they come to the mother. So also, God is the great mother, and naturally God does not like man to be in eternal bondage, in eternal damnation. His compassionate heart waits for the awakening of man, when man, through the impacts of life, feels that this is not sufficient. I want freedom, I want peace. Then God helps him, helps that person through this Guru, through this special human being who has himself have been God's grace. He has himself advanced in the path of spiritual life, and through God's power he can help others, help the sincere aspirant to the spiritual life. He is called the Guru. And there are grades of Guru. Some Gurus are almost like God, like Christ, like Buddha. They are great teachers, but they are almost always identified with God. They felt always that the presence of God. So Krishna in India, Jesus Christ, these are the avatara gurus, the gurus who can even free a man by their touch, by their will. Because if the student is ready, if the student is earnest, if the student is eager for spiritual light, then God's light comes directly from these great teachers, which are called avatars, divine incarnations like Buddha, like Christ, like Rama, like Krishna, like Ramakrishna. We read in the story of Ramakrishna, in the life story of Ramakrishna, that in the last stage of his life, one day he came down from he was very sick, but still that was the 1st of January, 1886. He came down and some devotees were waiting, and they were surprised to see that he is coming down from upstairs, his weak body. And he came near these disciples, these devotees, and blessed them. He said, "May you be illumined." Just that simple word. He raised his hand, touched those people. Most of them were very sincere. He touched them and said, "May you be illumined." And that simple word created tremendous impact in the hearts of those. Their mind was at once for some time elevated to another world, the world of spiritual light. Now these great gurus like Ramakrishna, like Christ, like Buddha, they can do this kind of miracle. They can transform lives by their sing, just by a word, just by a touch. Other gurus have not so much power, but they also can help the eager spiritual aspirant. They can show them the path of God. This is the way you should pray to God. This is the way you should intensify your desire. So they are of real help, which is not available through books. Books can give you some ideas, and some books speak more of God, less of God than of themselves. See, writing a book is easy, but these special persons, they have practiced the spiritual life themselves. They know fully the difficulties in the spiritual path. Spiritual path is not an easy path. It has many hazards. So the teachers can point out to them, and the teacher is available to the student. He can answer questions, he can remove doubts, and that is why the guru is respected. Sometimes when you respect somebody, you use very strong words. So there are verses, there are hymns to the Guru. In the Sanskrit language, where it is said that Guru is really God. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Rev Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo. Like that, there are eulogy. But eulogy shows the inner respect and regard you feel for this great teacher. Man can give many things. Man can give food to others, the hungry, and man can give knowledge, intellectual knowledge to students. He can teach literature, he can teach mathematics, he can teach science. See, this is called intellectual gift. And physical gift, mainly food. Man can help others with food, with learning, with character, moral character. See? But the highest gift that a man can give through the power of God is the spiritual gift. If a man can help other in the spiritual path, he really is helping him in the most noble way, because man sometimes is puzzled by the world, by the happenings of this world. There is so much self-contradiction in this world, there is so much pain and sufferings in this world, and there are so many books. So man becomes utterly confused. But if fortunately by the grace of God he meets a guru, a real teacher, a spiritual person, then he is really fortunate, because through him he learns a lot. What you cannot learn by reading 10 books through 10 years, you can learn from the guru in 1 hour. That is why in the Indian tradition, the guru is highly respected. And in our order, in the Vedantic order, the first guru was Vyasa, the writer of the Mahabharata, and the writer of the Bhagavatam, and the writer of many other Puranas, the writer of the Gita. So he is considered to be the Adi Guru, the first Guru. And that is why this day is called Guru Purnima. Also it is called Vyasa Purnima. And in other years we used to go in the afternoon to the Shankaracharya Mount and the lawn. We would sit there and we would chant some hymns and we would pay our respects to Vyasa and to Shankaracharya, who is the founder of the monastic order, 10 monastic orders, and our monastic order, the Ramakrishna Order, is one such. So we used to spend 1 hour's time there. But this year we are here. And then next to the avatars, there are other teachers who do not claim. See, the real guru does not claim to be a guru. And that is his first characteristic. And Ramakrishna could never bear the word guru. If you would tell him guru, he would say, no, I am not the guru. God is the guru. Mother is the guru. They are personification of humility. They know that the real power is coming from God. If somebody is helped spiritually, that spiritual help is really coming from God. God is called the Parama Guru, the great Guru. So these are the gradations, you see. And Sri Ramakrishna speaks of a story from the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, written by Vyasa, that a wandering monk came to the court of a Raja, and the Raja was having an assembly of wise men, wise people. And this wandering monk came there and he looked different. He looked a calm face, calm manners. And the Raja and the court, everybody welcomed him and made him sit and asked him questions. Who is your guru? Then he said, I have 24 gurus. At different times, I was taught by 24 gurus. And all these gurus are not human beings. One was a snake, one was a tree, one was a bird. Like this he described what he learned from this great school of this world. If we read the life story of Sri Ramakrishna, we see he is learning so many things from the common events of life. The common events of life are bringing great spiritual truths to him. So this wandering mendicant described what he learned from these 24 gurus. One of them was a prostitute. See, they're very inspiring. There is a separate, a special, from the Bhagavatam, a special book is there, Sri Krishna and Uddhava. That is the 4 or 5 chapters have condensed into book form. And the title of the book is Sri Krishna and Uddhava. Sri Krishna, the great teacher, is teaching Uddhava, just as Sri Krishna during the Kurukshetra war, he taught Arjuna and what was called the Gita. And this is called the Uddhava Gita. And in one of these chapters he speaks of this mendicant who had received instruction from 24 gurus and he remembered them and applied them to his life. So we need not, sometimes we become puzzled. We need a guru, but where to find the guru? If you do not find the guru, look at the sky and tell the sky, oh great sky, be my guru. And certainly the sky will give you a message. And that message will be instructive. So there is not lack of gurus in this world. If we sincerely pray to God, I want to know you, I want to have peace and tranquility in my life. I have realized that this life is not eternal, but there is such a thing as eternal life. I want to learn that. Help me. If we pray sincerely, then God does respond. God does send somebody to teach you. In the Upanishads and in the sacred, many other books of the Vedanta, we find these accounts how spiritual seekers got light, spiritual light from many sources, not necessarily human beings. But coming to the human sphere, we naturally, we do not know how many years we have to live. So we seek a human teacher. A teacher, but we get proper information. Because there are many people who think that is a nice business to be a guru. So many people will honor you and bring you fruits and this, money and all. So it is a very business. You only have to pose, you see. So this world, as days goes by, becomes too full of gurus. There is a very funny story. Once a young man came to a ashrama and inquired of a resident, this is an ashrama, what do you do? Well, we have disciples here, we have to do lot of work here. We have to do gardening, we have to do temple work, temple cleaning and other things. We have to cook, we have to do so many things. Then this man said, what does your guru do? A guru is an old man. At one time he used to work hard with us, but now he gives instruction, he sits quietly and he asks, questions are asked him and he answers and he blesses people. Then this man said, well, then make me a guru. That is easier than becoming a disciple. So we should be very, very careful. And the relation between a guru and a disciple is a very pure relation. It is a relation between a father and a child, you see. So a disciple should open his or her heart to the guru. What her travels are, what way of meditation he likes, does he or she like impersonal meditation or personal meditation? He should open his or her heart to the guru. And the guru listens carefully and prescribes, you see. The guru prays to God for him, for the would-be disciple. The guru meditates and prays to God. This person has come to take refuge in you. He wants to live a spiritual life. So please help him. And the guru, the God's help works to the teacher. In this way we say that we are fortunate if we have such a pure souled person. A guru must be of a very pure character, and he should be very compassionate, and he should be very selfless. He is not teaching people for his business sake or for his name or fame. Such a person, if we are fortunate to have such a person as our teacher, as our guide, it is really, it is very fortunate. And so we should, the teacher qualification. Swami Vivekananda, in one of his books, he describes what should be the proper criterion of a guru. The first criterion is Guru. The Guru himself is trying to have the company of God as much as possible. He has no egotism. He knows that I am God's servant, just as God is working through several people in several ways. So he has chosen me to do this work, to help people spiritually. We can help people materially. See, now there is great cyclone. Recently there was a great cyclone in one part of South India, and our mission is conducting great relief work there. And so you can help people, because there's thousands of people become homeless. Recently in the Santa Barbara area, several hundreds people became homeless. And like these, there are these catastrophes, and people can help. That is itself a spiritual practice, to help others. So like that, man sometimes is a mental calamity. The mind is restless, and there is so much depression, so much tension. And here the medicine is to go to an experienced person, and he is the Guru. And a person should open his or her heart, what I want, and the Guru guides him. The Guru guides him, and the physical Guru does not live long. Nobody here is going to live eternally. So the Guru will die, and the disciple will also die. But so long as they are alive, the disciple can take guidance from the Guru from the time to time. But he should remember, the Guru impresses the disciple in the beginning that your real Guru is God. When this physical body will disappear, don't feel depressed. Don't think that the Guru has disappeared. No. The Guru cannot disappear. The Guru is in God. It is God's word, God's help that came through the Guru to you. So Guru is really eternal. Guru as God is really eternal. But the disciple has some obligations to do. The first obligation is when he should be very regular in his spiritual practice. The Guru prescribes to him a short meditation, gives him or her a mantra, a holy name of God. The holy name of God is a very powerful force, you could say, that works through our body and mind. When you repeat the holy name received from the Guru, and repeat that holy name every day at proper time, in the morning and in the evening, and in other times also. Now that creates vibration in your body-mind. The mental vibrations become purified by the mantra received from the Guru. And your physical body also. The physical body has so many ailments, so many passions. All these things can be controlled. This body can be spiritualized by the holy mantra received from the Guru. See, in this way, it is the responsibility of the disciple to carry on the instructions of the Guru regularly. Our spiritual practice should be very regular. As those who are accustomed to tea or some drink, they make a regular habit of drinking tea or coffee. Like that, the spiritual meditation and contemplation is our spiritual food. A spiritual seeker is impatient when that hour will come. And after the night's sleep, somehow I shall collect 15 minutes or half an hour or 1 hour and sit for meditation. That is the most pleasant time, the most welcome time for a spiritual seeker, because he is then seeking the company of God, the company of the infinite, either through a form or without any form. Just as Sri Ramakrishna said, God is impersonal as also personal. One can establish a relation with God. We can call God as father or mother or teacher or master. That is called personal relation. And God also can be impersonal. He is the totality of all, Satchidananda as we call in Sanskrit. But Sri Ramakrishna said both these things should be combined. When you try to sit for your contemplation, you first salute your Guru, salute your teacher, and salute God the Infinite, who is present in every fragment of this universe, in living things, in non-living objects. God is present there. That is what our Vedantic scriptures say. He is everywhere. He is within our body, within our mind, within our thoughts. So one should, in the beginning, try to think of that impersonal and divine, who is beyond, really beyond our mind, beyond our words. But we can salute him, we can remember him. Then bring the mind down and try to contemplate on these spiritual instructions received from the Guru. Probably the Guru has given you a personal God like Christ or Buddha or Krishna or Rama or Shiva, and has given a corresponding mantra. So one should spend some time in prayer and contemplation, and this should be very regular. And towards the end of this contemplation, he should pray for others, pray for every other, because he has so many friends, and he should pray for all of them. He should pray for the peace of the world. He should pray for everybody. So this half an hour or 1 hour, whatever time we spend in our spiritual contemplation is a blessed time, because that is the time when our inner being becomes harmonized by the practice of the mantra. By the practice of the mantra, there is a harmony established in the body-mind system. In this way, the disciple should carry on. He should not be impatient. He should not say, well, I received the mantra, nothing is happening. No, that is not a good attitude. Good attitude is to be patient. Just when you marry somebody, when two people are married, the first thing they should practice is patience. See? If you marry and the husband expects next day certain things from the wife, and the wife expects certain things. Oh, we are married, you did not buy that coat I wanted, you see. Or the husband said, you have not cooked that food nicely as I expected. Now these things should come slowly. If you expect in the very beginning these things to happen, these wonderful things will happen, then your marriage will break down. See, like that, we become married to God, so to say, to speak a metaphorical language. When we have accepted God not as a theoretical object, but a real person. He's our cosmic father, he's our cosmic mother, he's our cosmic master, when you have accepted God and you are trying to remember God through your contemplation or meditation in the morning, and if we have time in the evening, we should spend another 15 minutes or half an hour in doing japa. Japa means repetition of holy name or prayer. See, in this way our life, day-to-day life becomes a spiritual life. From day to day we feel the presence of God, even though we may not be able to spend 6 hours or 10 hours in meditation, but time is not a factor, important factor. The intensity of desire, the intensity of love and faith, that is important. So in this way we should make every day a blessed day, which is called a blessed day in the words of a great saint of India. That day is a blessed day where we can remember God. If a day is cloudy, if a day is rainy and stormy, we call it a worse day, bad day. But here this verse, Sanskrit verse says, that day is really a blessed day when we are able to remember God to our heart's content. We repeat the name of God, we meditate on God, and if we have the inclination to do some puja, we get some flowers, get some incense, and spend some time in puja, in worship. That is another form of spiritual practice. There are so many types of spiritual practice, but we should not jump into everyone. 5 minutes in the Hindu temple, 10 minutes in the Muslim mosque, 15 minutes in the church, that does no good. You see, one should concentrate on when one is really received instruction from the teacher. The teacher said, respect all religions. Show your respect and reverence for all religions. As Sri Ramakrishna did. On the streets he is going on, he sees a mosque, Muslim mosque, and at once he bows down his head. Some people are worshipping here the same God. The Christians worshipping the same God that the Hindus are worshipping, the same God that other people of other religions are worshipping, that same God is worshipped here. So he used to bow down his head. He is seeing a Christian church and he stands there and he salutes that. So this is our spiritual life, the practice of meditation and prayer and repetition of holy name and seeking holy company. When we meet somebody, some people complain that I am unfortunately in a place where there is no spiritual association. People are very much worldly. They like to talk of worldly things. But they don't like to talk about God. Really, that is an unfortunate situation. A person who was accustomed to live near a religious place and coming regularly there and enjoying a spiritual life, suddenly for that person to go to a place where there is no religious association is a very miserable experience. Anyway, if we are thrown into that situation, we should not feel helpless, because God is everywhere. In a quiet corner of our home or in our garden, we can think of God, we can pray to God, and we can pray to every being. That is a very superior prayer. Not merely to pray for my well-being or the well-being of my family, but to pray for all human beings. You see, this is a superior prayer. In this way, we should lead a spiritual life. We can clearly see that the spiritual life is not consuming all our time, maybe 1 hour. But our attitude has to be changed. Even when we are doing secular things, our mind should be, from time to time, our mind should think of God. From time to time we should tell to God, this is my worship. I have no time to collect flowers and sit in a temple and meditate, but I am in the midst of a job. But through this job you accept my worship. In this way, every day should be a day of festival. If we are sincere, if we have that faith and love, and if we have faith in the words of the teacher, then our life can be very sweet. Our life, in spite of our family responsibilities, our life is a very sweet life, because I have the company of God. So, both are blessed persons. The Guru, the person through whom God works, gives his spiritual power and spiritual message and spiritual enlightenment. And the other is the jiva, the limited human being who is seeking peace, who is seeking tranquility, who is seeking spiritual satisfaction, and finally who is seeking freedom from the ignorance of life. So both these two, God and man, are two good companions, you see. God is awaiting when morning comes, see, God's silence has spread into this world, and God awaits the devotee to wake up and sit for some time in prayer and meditation and in japa. And when evening comes, all the noise of the day is less now. The birds have retired to the nest, and there is a sort of calmness. That is also the time for prayer, blessed time. So through days together, we should make every day spiritually fruitful in the practice of contemplation of prayer. That does not mean we have to neglect our duties of our home or duties of our office or responsibilities for our children. Everything can go. But God becomes the central figure in our life. We know He is the Master, He is the Father, He is with me. As the Upanishad says, He is in our eyes, He is in our ears, He is pervading this body of mine. This body is the temple. This whole world is a big temple, cosmic temple, and my little body is a small temple. You see? So when we try to have company of God, that is that day is a blessed day. And we cannot expect to live for long. There is a time for the play to end. The last scene has to come to every one of us. Nobody can think that I am not going to die. That is not possible. Everyone has to die. Think of these great Americans who, the founding fathers, then these great politicians, the great President, Washington and Lincoln, all these people did so much for this country. And they have disappeared, they have gone to God. Like that we shall also go. But let us go, when we go, let us tell ourselves, our life has been a blessed life, because every day of my life I have remembered God, I have repeated the holy name of God, I have prayed to God, I have tried to look upon all human beings as my brothers and sisters. In this way, there is great peace at the time of dying. At the time of dying, there is great peace. There is no restlessness, you see. That is called spiritual life, where this teacher and the disciple, if a person has a teacher and if a person is sincerely inclined to spiritual life, then his every day is a day of festival for him, for that person. So this is that holy day. We should remember these things. We should remember the responsibility of our spiritual life. Since we are born as human beings, we should be superhuman. When a man becomes superhuman, when he tries to seek God, otherwise he is either a man or an animal. When a man seeks only the enjoyments of senses, he is not a man, he is an animal. And when a man is true to his moral obligations, to his family, to his children, to the society, he is a man. And he is a superman when he seeks God, when he knows that all that I love in life is included in God. God is the totality of all values. If I love poetry, if I love art, if I love music, if I love literature, all these different loves are included in God. So when I am seeking God, everything, I am not rejecting anything, because everything rests in God. These ideas we should practice day to day. Then we can really be called true worshippers, true disciples, true devotees. So may the Infinite bless us all. May the Infinite open up our heart. And there is a third eye here, they called symbolically in yoga. It's called man has two eyes, but there is an unseen third eye. And to the practice of meditation, prayers, this third eye opens up. And then that person sees this world with a spiritual outlook. So by God's grace, let our third eye be opened. And with the help of God and His instrument, the teacher, let us have a blissful life, a life with God, in the company of God. May God bless us all. Now our choir will sing a song. Rabindranath Tagore. We sing this song from time to time. It is a prayer to God to give us that insight where we can feel the presence of God in the sky, in the sunlight, in the flowers, in the trees, in all human beings, and in my body. And this world should be a spiritual world. Wherever we go, we should not miss God. We should feel the presence of God. And wherever I go, let me be able to radiate God's love and God's knowledge to everyone. That is the substance of this song. next Sunday, July 15, the Sunday lecture will be given by Swami Ashokananda. The subject of his lecture will be the pursuit of happiness. And next Wednesday, Swami Prabhupada will conduct the Raja Yoga class in the evening. Then Swami Prabhupada will also conduct the Saturday class on July 14th. This will be for this coming week. Then our summer recess begins from July 23rd to September 8th, roughly 1 month and a half. During the summer recess, there will be morning worship at 10 o'clock, not at 9:30. And there won't be any evening service, evening arati. And the other departments will be closed, the library, the offices. But this place is open, devotees can come, and the shrine will remain open, the auditorium, till 9 o'clock. They can meditate. Then during the summer recess on August 14th, there will be our celebration of Sri Krishna's birthday. First part of this celebration will be outside, outdoors. We shall be garlanding the two Krishna statues. We shall have some music there. Then everybody will come inside the temple. There will be worship and more music. Then that is July 14th, within this summer recess. And those who have borrowed books should return before the summer recess. Om madhupatarithayate madhuksharanti sindavaha madhirna santoshadhi madhu naktan utoshasi madhu matparthivam rajaha madhu daurastuna pita madhu manno manaspatihir madhu manastu suryaha madhirgavo bhavantuna Om madhu madhu madhu. Sweet blow the winds and the very oceans give forth blessedness. May the herbs and plants bring us health and happiness. Sweet unto us be the nights and dawns. Sweet unto us every particle of Mother Earth. And may the heavens shower us with benediction. Sweet unto us be the noble forest trees. Sweet unto us be the shining sun. Sweet unto us be all living creation. Om, sweetness, harmony, peace. How many days you will here?
4 more weeks. 4 more weeks. Some of your son is Pittsburgh.
Huh?
Pittsburgh. Close to the big town.
Yes. Good night. Sleep well. Jalebi you make yourself or buy? Order.
I can make it too. She makes better.
Is it possible to write out some
Oh, we would always come on that. We would always get on the divide.
Oh, yes. Yes. I'm glad I met her.
Swami, do we have that book you said, 1,000 people?
Yes.
We have it here?
And I took me by surprise.
What are you doing?
I'm waiting for Mr. Reed.
Oh.
And then I could take the board. Yes.
Yeah, why did you do?
I want to talk a little bit about art and health.
I met today, yes.
Pretty simple.
Yeah. It's very simple. You have distributed all the candies.
There's some left. It's in the
You are going to stay till evening. Arati, huh? Doing service. How's your husband?
He's fine.
You have got the job? That job?
Yes, well, I got the job, but they haven't put me to work yet.
Oh.